that down. Let's move on to this, shall we? Speaking of some anticipated upcoming movies, there's a new Lord of the Rings film coming out. An animated film.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. First announced a couple of years ago, and a lot of people got very excited about it and all that kind of stuff. First trailer dropped for it a while ago. And I admit, while I've been excited for this movie, trailer didn't do it for me.
Nor I.
It actually kind of lowered my excitement for the film. And now I'm kind of, yeah, I'll probably go see it. Like, it went from, I cannot wait for War of the Rohirrim to, yeah, I'll see it, sort of thing. Well, the first reviews are now out for Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. And right now, as of this recording, it is holding a 67%. Not bad. Not bad. Not great. That means if you had 100 critics in the room right now, 67 of them are saying they like it, and 33 are saying they don't. So a vast majority of the critics like it.
Still technically fresh.
It's still technically fresh, but not, not as fantastic as they're kind of hoping to see. Yeah. Anyway, let's read some of these reviews here, shall we? Randy Jones wrote, under the direction of Kamiyama, one is enticed into an occasionally epic and action-packed cinematic anime experience. However, the generic characters, inadequate pacing, and inconsistent animated movement results in a middling return to Middle-earth. Original Sin liked it. They said probably the best production of the litany of Tolkien pre-Ring stories to come out on the big screen, including The Hobbit. Some parts drag, some are campy, but this is definitely something to see on the big screen. All right, so didn't overly love it, but they liked it. Mm-hmm. Sebastian also liked it, saying, it doesn't quite reach the level of Peter Jackson's first trilogy. That would be an impossible task. But thankfully, it's far better than any of the Hobbit films, so that's a good thing. Film Inc. Australia liked it, saying it delivers the kind of I don't even know that word.
Where are we at?
Petrichor?
Petrichor. I guess Petrichor?
Sure.
I'm going to look it up.
It sounds like something that powers a Voltron robot.
Get the Petrichor.
Get it. High fantasy that has no business being as rare as it is nowadays.
A pleasant, earthy smell that occurs when rain falls. Oh, and you get the dry soil.
That's great. Nice.
Oh,
Kamiyama and his writers help audiences feel right at home using canny foreshadowing and paying lip service to iconic characters from the beloved trilogy. The playlist liked it, saying Rohirrim is told with great fervent conviction, and no true Lord of the Rings fan will complain about that. Our friends over at MovieWeb wrote, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim mostly thrills as an anime chapter that will delight the Tolkien faithful. The epic story's superb animation, rousing score, and fantastic character development overcome the franchise's usual pacing issues. Zach Polk reviews didn't like it. They said a technical and gorgeous marvel from the spanning landscape to the incredible sound design. Sadly, the story just isn't interesting enough to lock me in. Anyway, so it goes on like that. So nobody jumping up and down saying, this is the greatest Lord of the Rings thing we've all been waiting for. But nobody also coming out and saying they straight up hate it.
No.
Right? It's all kind of, yeah, it's pretty good. Some a little bit more enthusiastic on the pretty good. Some, well, it's not quite so good. So it's 67%. This is kind of what I was expecting.
I kind of didn't like that word that reviewer used.
Petrichor?
No.
Oh.
Generic.
Oh, yeah.
That's just not a good word to use when it's trying to describe the story. You know what I mean?
Not what you want to hear. But then again, not necessarily. The other critics didn't necessarily think it was generic.
Right. This movie is gonna have an uphill battle compared to like the live action films.
Action.
Oh yeah.
And even what's on Amazon, as horrible as the first season was, it's still trying to get that demographic in the theater for an animated film. I just don't know. I just don't know.
And you know what? The projections are not good. The box office projections have not been strong. I think if you were going to try to get people to rush to the theaters to see an animated Lord of the Rings film, when, let's face it, today everybody's accustomed with their Lord of the Rings tales in live action, you needed to market the hell out of it. And they did not. They simply did not market the hell out of this thing. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen a new trailer or commercial or anything for it in weeks.
And there's nothing looks familiar to me in this. except that one part where in the trailer where they drop the bag and there's the ring inside.
Yeah, at the end.
But nothing else looks familiar or like even reminiscent of the Lord of the Rings, at least in my head. I mean, let's say they did a Lord of the Rings animated film that was exactly like the first 3 movies, right? If an animated version of that film, that would probably make more money than this, I think.
Probably, because at least then it'd be more familiar to a
Right,
lot of
right.
the audience. So maybe I'll love the movie. Maybe I will. I just think you're right, Ray. There is a big uphill battle to go on this. They have not marketed this thing nearly enough. I think if you took a poll, a straw poll, I bet you a lot of the average moviegoers aren't even aware of this film. And they're not doing a lot to make a big splash. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Miracle Made. Guys, it's hot outside and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. So if you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. There are just so many things that make these sheets so fantastic. We already mentioned the self-cooling properties for better quality sleep, but they're also self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. So go to trymiracle.com/Campea. That's TRYMIRACLE.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Have you been looking forward to Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim? I have, but I didn't love the trailer. Maybe you did. Are these initial reviews coming out around where you thought they'd be, worse than you thought they'd be, better than you thought they'd be? Are you still going to go see it? Are you aware of the film? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.